Performance is probably the one thing we know the most about for the Galaxy S25 Ultra, thanks to the reveal of the Snapdragon 8 Elite. The new flagship chip promises to offer a 45% boost to single and multi-core performance, and a 40% improvement to graphical performance. Not to mention the fact that this is a 3nm chipset, and the smaller size affords improvements to both performance and energy efficiency. Benchmarking a Snapdragon reference device produced scores well in excess of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for the Galaxy chip that powers the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Sadly, the single-core score of 3,212 is slightly below the 3,386 score produced by the A18 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. That said, the multi-core score was 10,318, which absolutely dwarfs the 8,306 produced by the iPhone. Meanwhile, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 already outclassed the A18 Pro in graphics testing, with Apple hitting 107.5 frames per second on Wildlife Unlimited and 22.9 on Wildlife Unlimited Extreme, compared to S24 Ultra's 121.8 frames per second and 29.8 frames per second. Needless to say, the Snapdragon 8 Elite reference phone pushed those figures even higher, hitting 150.9 frames per second in Wildlife Unlimited and 41.7 frames per second in the Extreme testing. There's no guarantee that the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will replicate this benchmarking performance exactly. But it is a very strong indicator that the next wave of Android flagships will be able to offer some incredible performance, S25 Ultra included. Don't expect many changes in the battery department for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Rumor has it that we could see the same 5000 mAh battery and 45W charging speeds as previous generations, though battery life could improve thanks to better chip efficiency. Whether the S25 Ultra will be able to reach the same heights as the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which lasted over 17.5 hours in our testing, is another matter. The Galaxy S24 Ultra managed to last 16 hours and 45 minutes, so it's not impossible to make some gains on Apple's flagship. It will all depend on the phone's power consumption and how much better the energy efficiency is this year. Now that Android 15 is out in the world, Samsung no doubt has its own version of the OS on the way. While we don't know when One UI 7 will make an official appearance, we do know that it should be ready in time for the Galaxy S25 series to debut. This means the Galaxy S25 Ultra should experience the best Android and Samsung have to offer. While we don't know much about any Samsung-exclusive flourishes that will be added to One UI 7, we are still expecting even more Galaxy AI features on the upcoming phones. Samsung has said as much, confirming that AI will be one of the S25 series' focal points. Sadly, we don't know anything about what the new AI features and upgrades might include, aside from the possibility of Bixby gaining generative AI capabilities. As for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, we already have a pretty full roadmap of AI features that are both here and still incoming. The first wave of Apple Intelligence features landed as part of iOS 18.1, and some big additions should be arriving in December, including ChatGPT and the Visual Intelligence AI camera mode. The one thing we definitely would like to see is satellite connectivity on Galaxy S25 Ultra. This functionality is available thanks to Android 15, assuming a phone has the right hardware, and rumor has it that Samsung could launch its own satellite-based communications service next year. Considering Apple has already had this feature for 2 years, with multiple upgrades since, it makes sense that Samsung would want to jump on that bandwagon. There's still a lot we don't know about the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, but we're already starting to form a good picture of what this phone may have to offer when it arrives in January. Unsurprisingly, it sounds like we're getting a phone that's similar to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, albeit with some upgrades to the chip, design and cameras to help the new generation stand out. How that compares to the iPhone 16 Pro Max is not something we can accurately gauge at this early stage. An accurate comparison can't be done without hands-on time and testing data after all. But it certainly seems like next year's Galaxy flagship will give Apple a run for its money, especially where performance and cameras are concerned. We should find out more as we hear more about the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and once it makes its official debut at Samsung Galaxy Unpacked next year.